welcome to Stephanie Uncensored, and this is the Top 5 Wednesday. This week's topic is diverse characters, and the Top 5 Wednesday topics or group was started by Ginger Laney at Ginger Reads Laney. I will link the Goodreads group down below in the description. And let's jump to it. So this week's topic was diverse characters, and I wasn't going to do any of the Top 5 Wednesdays this month because I just really didn't feel connected to them. And then I started watching some of the videos for this topic specifically, and I got the idea that, I was like, diverse characters. I really don't read a lot of diverse characters, being that I read mostly adult romance. And then I watched a couple people's videos today and was like, oh, you know what? I could totally do this topic with characters that I have read. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the diversion or the diversity has to be about their race or anything like that. It's just, what makes them different and how are they not the normal cookie cutter character that you see in a lot of books. So let's start with number 5. Bam, number 5. I can't really give you the character for this book because there's 3 characters and they're very complex, and you sort of just have to learn through the story about the different characters to understand the diversity of them. One is a liar, one is a cheater, and one is a murderer. And the book is Altered State by Ella Dominguez, and it is a complete and utter mind boggler because it's gonna give you little bits and pieces, and you're gonna think you know what's going on in the story, and the characters are super complex, and they just have little things going on with them, and at one point you think one character is a jerk and the other one is just off their rocker, and then it all sort of comes together in the end and you're like, oh wow, and it just really blew my mind. So yeah, that's number 5 for me. Number 4 is going to be AJ, and he is an Asian male, which I have never read a character of the Asian descent, and the book doesn't necessarily have to go into the fact that he is Japanese and into the Japanese culture, but it does touch on it, and so that was enjoyable to me. And the series is the complete Free Falling series by Raven St. Pierre, and I really loved the series, and because it takes you from AJ as a teenager to AJ as a young adult to AJ as an adult, a full-fledged adult. Yeah. So it covers like 10 years, a whole lifetime, practically. Yeah, 10 years lifetime. Not really. But you get to see how his immaturity turns into maturity, and it's beautiful, and I loved it. And I loved his character, especially when we started hearing his point of view in books 2, 3, and the novella. So AJ is my number 4 pick. Number 3, bam. Number 3 is going to be Dove from Fire Down Below by Debra Anastasia. And the reason I picked Dove is because she's this clumsy, I don't want to call her immature, but at the same time, she is just kind of a free spirit. And she says what's on her mind, and she does what she wants to do. And she just was not like any character I had ever read before. And she's really into potty jokes. So Fire Down Below is just this off-the-wall hilarious kind of book. And I can't wait to read the next book, which the name of it's actually not coming to me. But anyways, there's another book that follows the male character from Fire Down Below that's equivalent to Dove. And so Dove was kind of crazy and lots of potty humor. So yeah, that's my number 3. Number 2 number 2. And this was a hard one. My number 2 and my number 1 were, you know, kind of hard to figure out which one I wanted to put where, but number 2 is going to be Anna from The Life of Anna by Marissa Honeycutt. And the reason I picked Anna is because you get 5 books. So the series is completely dark and twisted and crazy. And I didn't figure out it was paranormal until like book 4. And, but Anna is this, you start out with her as a young child, well, sort of young, not really young child, not, just younger adult, and then you see how she's treated, the things that she has to go through, it's just crazy, it's crazy, but she's really complex, and her evolution throughout the 5 books is absolutely amazing, and so that's what makes her my number 2. And then finally, as my number 1 character is Beckett from the Poughkeepsie series. And I absolutely love Beckett. Beckett for me was the glue to the series, to the Brotherhood. And he is this like crazy bad boy. And, you know, but he has issues, but in the end, he has a big heart. And you think he's a jerk throughout most of the book or most of the series. And once you finally realize near the end of the books or near the end of the series, he is really the glue that sticks the keeps the Brotherhood together. And he is the one taking care of everyone. And I loved the evolution of him throughout all of the books. So that was Poughkeepsie series, or Poughkeepsie Brotherhood by Debra Anastasia as well. And if you haven't figured it out, I am really not into listening to the author's description. I do sort of take that into consideration when I read my books, but at the same time, if the character description for me doesn't fit what the author is trying to tell me, I sort of make up this different person in my mind. So it's really funny when I see like the little trailers or the little like memes I think they're called, those type of things with the characters as actors, as real life actors, and their names on them and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, that one doesn't fit for me. That really doesn't fit for me. Kind of like when I read 50 Shades of Grey, I saw Charlie Hunnam as Christian. And when he was first announced, I was like, yeah, because watching him on Sons of Anarchy, I was like, oh yeah, he could totally play Christian's dark side and, you know, be there for that character as that, you know, staple. And then when they announced Jamie Dornan as being Christian Grey, I was like, oh, I don't know if he's going to be okay. And then I watched the movie, and then I reread the books, and I think Jamie really nailed it. Even though he lets his Irish or lets his accent slip a couple times, I think it adds a little depth to it. So, I finally see Jamie Dornan as Christian Grey. So, yeah. One of the other booktubers was really funny, and that's Sarah with an H, I believe. Her diversity video really had me cracking up because she was like, I think that YA needs more color to it, and I really got a kick out of that. And you know what? That's why I put a picture of, take that description and sort of throw it away sometimes when it comes to authors and what their description is of their characters, because that's not how it sounds in my brain, and my brain is telling me that it's a different character. It's a different person. So now I'm rambling, and that's the top 5. I'll link all of those series, or I'll, you know, leave the names of them down below for my 5 diverse characters. If you've read any of these books that I've just mentioned, please let me know in the comments, and you know, let me know what yours are, or link your videos, what have you, and I'll check them out. And we'll see you guys next week, maybe, possibly, or whatever. So, see you guys later. Bye!